Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing, something that came in from Sportsman's Guide. So let's get into this. I'm going to go ahead and open this today with my Paramilitary 3, my Para 3, excuse me, not paramilitary. I have a Paramilitary 2, but this is my Para 3. All right, this is with the RG Custom Metalworks scales. Beautiful, beautiful knife. S45VN blade steel, which is a nice, good, useful steel. And we also got two other boxes, and you'll see why we have these here in a second. All right, let's see what we got in here. There's a receipt I'm going to hold off to the side there. And in this box, there is a little knife. So what do we have here? We have a Para 3. What kind of Para 3 is this, you ask? Well, I don't know. It's got a big giant silica packet, and it does have this knife has a high carbon, high performance steel. Let's see what this is. This is Maxamet steel. So if you know anything about Maxamet steel, this is one of those that retains its edge really, really wonderfully. Let's see. Beautiful action. Yeah, really nice out of the box. Wow. That's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, that's kind of cool out of the box there. All right, so that's the first thing. And you'll see what's going to happen here in just a second. It kind of makes sense here. The next thing, we got something in here from Knife Plus. All right, I'm back. Looks like I got interrupted there with the phone call. So we're about to open a couple other packages, and I'm opening again with my Spyderco. And I'd already cut it just before it went out. So let's get into this. This is the one from Knives Plus. Let's see what this is. This is a really nice titanium lanyard plug for a Para 3. So let's see what this is. Oh, I'll just move that off to the side so you can see that. That would be something that would go in there. All right. So thank you for your, oh, and we got a nice little Knives Plus sticker. We'll save that and put that off to the side. And then this last one is from OCD for EDC. So we'll just open that one up. I guess I didn't open it all the way. Let's do that again. My goodness. Okay, let's try that again. Put the receipt off to the side. And all right, we got some CMEs, which is really cool, that we're going to attach. And of course, you get a little candy, lollipop, likes to include that. Some alcohol wipes, some instructions, some super glue. And what this does is it goes now what is this? What is this right here? Is that what they're supposed to look like? Let's get into this knife here and see if we can finish this part up. I thought I had all my tools. Yeah, here we are. Here's this. We need some oil. Obviously this. And maybe this. So we'll see. All right, so let's get into it. We'll start over here because I want to make sure I can get the scale off. Sometimes those Spyderco scales are next to impossible to get off. That screw was in there really, really tight. I think I'm spinning it, so awesome. Yeah, I think that's a T10. Now, like this one's been used before. Yeah, sorry about that. I had it really zoomed in because I was very distracted by that OCD for EDC stuff. That was very disappointing to see that. Seriously. Next to impossible to get these off sometimes. That's why I always buy a different lanyard tube, because I tend to ruin them getting these off the scales. At least I didn't break the scales this time, so I guess that's a plus. All right, let's get the rest of these off. I always like to polish the washers just a little bit. It's a little D part right there, goes right in there. That's what locks in place. But before I do that, I gotta put that on like that. Hold that over there. We'll always secure our pivot screws with Loctite after everything's assembled and we know things fit. All right, got interrupted by a call there. Sorry about that. So let's get back to this. So I'm trying to assemble this. This is with the new Maxamet blade. See, the action's pretty good. So it's not centered. I want to make sure the knife is fully assembled here. We're good all the way around. All right. Yeah, we're definitely to the right. So I'm going to switch the screws and the washers to see if that does it. Sometimes a little adjustment like that is all you need. Oh yeah, I think that might have done it. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'll have to edit that out. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm trying to finish up here. All right, so we're not dead centered, so we'll have to do some straightening, but I do want to put the clip on. So let me do that. Let's see if we can use the regular screws that they came with. All right, where'd my... There we go, okay. You know, I always recommend CMEs, and I'm sure it's got to be a mistake. I mean, I just cannot imagine that would be light gray. That's just cannot be light gray. It's got to be a mistake. So that's what I'm going to choose to believe. All right, so let's see how this goes. All right, guys, sorry about that. Another interruption. Let me get back to it. All right, so we'll finish this up here eventually. It's one of those days where everybody's busy and doing things and needing to talk. So, all right, so let me get back here. I'll have to cut that out in the video. This one's pretty good. I think we're centered now. We're dead center. I just would very much have liked to have had a CME on this thing. I think it would have been cool, but honestly, that would have worked like that. That does not. That's really ugly. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just like two different colors. And if that's intentional, that's not very good. So anyways, I got to believe, sorry, I'm just really distracted by that because it's, you know, it was the cherry on the top. It always makes the thing look so nice. And it's so sad when you don't have it. It really does. I mean, like this thing right over here looks just fantastic on here. I really, really like it on here. But c'est la vie. All right, that's such is life. All right, so we will not have those on, but I will, if I can find my other scales. Where did I put them? Here they are. So these are the ones I want to put on over here. But in order to do those, I have to do a little work. All right, so I'm feeling for the edges. You can sort of see the difference here between the two. See, one's much squarer, one's more rounded here. All right, my hands are really dirty, so let's see if I can get some wet wipes here that I have to clean off the table sometimes. I got the fan blowing, it's all going on the floor, so unfortunately I got a vacuum in here, but we'll take care of that. Let's wet these guys down. So here is the scale after a little. It's nice and rounded. Let's see what this looks like put together. All right. So we'll put our washers on. There's one right there. Clean that. I need to get my old clip. Trying to show this on the camera and I can't see because I'm making sure it's on the camera, but then I'm not seeing it and I missed it. So there we go. I got the 3 screws in. Tried to do this so they're in there first. All right, so let's see what we did. Zoom in here a little bit. So if you get to see this, I rounded all these corners with the Dremel. So I sped a lot of that up. Hopefully, you know, I'll put a little markers, I think, in the video so you can skip by some of the stuff, unless you want to see every bit of it. But you'll see that I rounded all these corners. And it just takes your time. And the goal is, you know, as you're going back and forth, make sure you get that perfect roundedness. And it's patience. You can't speed this up unless you have a specific tool for that. And I don't. So this is done by hand and it's freehand. And so I am attempting to get a round, nice shape. And then what it does expose some of the carbon fiber and it can look pretty. You just got to make sure you don't get any chips and stuff, right? So take your time. You will have some rounded spots here. I kept my CME on there and that works just fine. It's not making any contact anywhere, so it's good. Black works on this well. And for S45VN blade steel, still pretty dead center, so I like that a lot. That's really nice. Yeah. So there we go. And then what we did here is the Maxamet. This is the new Maxamet blade, and we put the RG Custom Works scales on there, which I felt like it needed something. You know, this was wanted a nicer steel. I was thinking of getting the S90V or maybe MagnaCut, but I can't find any MagnaCut in this. Probably won't be out forever, and I someday would love to have that. But Maxamet steel seems like a really nice, fine steel that would work really well. And it's not one I'm going to go hack and butcher, which I wouldn't want to do with these scales. So now, unfortunately, I don't have a CME for this, so I'm rather disappointed with that. But I do like Maxamet. The action is really nice. So if you noticed, action is really smooth. That I really like. All right, so and you can see the blade steel looks almost. I mean, I don't know if it's you, but it looks like Sanmai to me. Some of the layers there of the steel. I don't know if that's typical of it. I'm told Maxamet has great steel. It cuts really, really well, but it's not good for lateral force, like for prying and stuff. It will crack because of the structures of the steel inside of it. If you guys know, if you're more familiar with Maxamet, let me know. But you know, I know very little of it at this point, and I'm going by what I've heard. But very sharp though, for sure. And I feel like it's a really nice carry with this blade right here. I feel like these scales really are more appropriate for this Maxamet kind of steel. So, and I've always wanted to try Maxamet steel and see how well that retains its edge. I'm told it's supposed to be pretty incredible. So, yeah, so what I ended up doing is here, and you can see this, we took off the G10 scales off of the Maxamet blade. And then we took off the RG Custom Metalworks. We took off the RG Custom Metalworks scales that was on the S45VN blade steel right here, and I put it on the Maxamet blade steel here. And this is a little patina because this is not rust-proof necessarily, from what I understand, or is it? I can't remember. Maybe it is rust-proof, but it's supposed to patina or something like that. And yeah, I just feel like that's a nicer steel. And then I wanted to put the RG Custom Works back on this guy because this is what was on here all originally, right? And I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like this roundedness, this contoured shape would make this feel better. And I got to tell you, it does. It does feel better. It's amazing how just a little bit of roundedness in corners is a really nice aesthetic. But I also understand that's why it's more expensive. Taking the time to get that rounded corners, you know, unless you have a machine that can specifically do that, and even then, it better be like an automated milling machine, because me doing this by hand, it definitely takes a little bit of, you know, close visual and high-end coordination, and you got to care, right? And so if some guy's doing this all day long for a bunch of different scales, at some point, you know, quality control might break down a little bit, and that's a very realistic thing to think about and expect. Right, so yeah, I do like it though. I like it a lot, and I think, and I like this clip, this plug here. This is one of my favorite. I think I'm gonna enjoy that a lot. I might do that with the Pair 3 as well. Well, does my Pair 3 even have that? Oh, it does. Yeah, it had one of their lanyards. Yeah, it doesn't plug in, but it's nicer. I like that lanyard. It's a nicer look, especially with the backspacer in that one. Now this is S45VN blade steel on this puppy though, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. But you know, if I find MagnaCut on this one, I wouldn't mind putting that on here. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. So there we go. Now we're all set. Hey, if you found this interesting, fun, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you mind consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you mind consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, lets the channel grow, do more things, become bigger, you know, just more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to you, every one of you guys out there. If you watch the videos, you like, you subscribe, I appreciate every one of you. If you've done all that, maybe hit the notification button so you can be notified of future content. And then to all you channel subscribers or members out there, members, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Don't want anybody feel like you have to be a channel member, but I appreciate every one of you who are, because I know many of you requested to be that as soon as possible. And so I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. I appreciate you, and I'm very humbled and honored to have you. If any of you guys are on the fence and maybe would like to be a channel member, there's a link down below. I'd love to have you. Not in any way bribing you, but I do want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So we have a once a month giveaway. There'll be stickers to anybody who becomes a member, and if you do the top tier, the Uber Nerd, you get a special sticker. And there's early content, early release things, special content, polls, all sorts of stuff, and shout outs, right? So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And if you haven't already, maybe check me out. I'll scroll down here. Check me out on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.